Hi gang, Jeff McAleer once again, and today I am very pleased to be taking a look at Cruel Necessity from Victory Point Games, designed by my good buddy John Welch. Cruel Necessity covers the English Civil Wars from 1640 through 1653. A lot of people don't realize that it was a series of civil wars. It wasn't the English Civil War singular. So, taking a look at the back here, as I mentioned, this is part of the States of Siege line, but it's got a lot of new twists to it. And I had the opportunity to sit down and chat with John a couple of months ago out in California, and I'm really excited because I finally got a copy of this in my hands. So as I mentioned, it's a solitaire game. It's playable in about 60 minutes per scenario. So each of the Civil Wars, you have an opportunity to play one of them as a single game. You can also string them together as a longer campaign game as well. It's marked as a medium complexity, and of course it tops out the solitaire scale because it's a solitaire game. So let's get to wrapping off this and take a look to see what's in the box. I should point out that right now, as of this taping, Cruel Necessity is the #1 selling title over at VictoryPointGames.com, and you can pick it up for $33.99. So let's see what we've got inside. We've got the rulebook here. It's a little meatier than some of the recent VPG rulebooks I've seen. Not by much, though. It's 18 pages overall. So taking a look through, we have the designer notes by John himself. And we've got the table of contents, an introduction, game equipment. Looks like we're going to see it lavishly illustrated once again. So talking about the different playing pieces here, different status markers, the event cards. As most people who are familiar with the States of Siege line already know, that each turn you draw a card and then you go down the card, and it talks about different events that are taking place, what your enemies are doing, how many action points you have available, and so forth. There are also now battle event cards in this title. It talks about setting up the game, talking about the game turn as far as the sequence of play, the event card phase, talking about sieges here, using the battle display, talking about the action phase where you're able to start doing things as opposed to just having things done to you. And looks like there's quite a few examples here. Things are broken down to kind of point out to you things that are important. Just talking about victory and defeat. And then an extended example of play to finish it off. Talking about the different victory conditions of the various different civil wars also. So we had the first, the second, and the third here. That's the rule book. Got a baggie for the cards that are going to be utilized. A couple more baggies for the counters. A couple of 6-sided dice. Got some advertising here for VPG. Get that out of the way here. Got a player aid. Of course, there's only going to be one because it's a solitaire title. Talking about different military events, invading armies. Some optional rules are included on the back. And we've got the map. It's a 2-piece map, as far as I understand. Plus, you've got a battle mat, so you're going to need some space on your table. Got one sheet of counters here. They are dual-sided. And I can see the laser cutting is pretty nice because they're all falling right on out. We've got the Irish Troubles, Zeal points, which I believe are kind of your currency that you can spend. As I mentioned, they're dual-sided. It looks as if the different army counters. I believe that is one of the army counters there. You're probably going to draw them randomly, so you don't know what the strength is until you encounter them somehow. So we've got that there. Get that out of the way. Take a look at the cards last. So as I mentioned, we're looking at a two-piece map. I don't know if we're going to have enough room to actually get the full map on camera, so I'll have to zoom up a little bit, kind of give you an idea of the layout of the map itself. There are different achievements within the game, so not only are you trying to keep control of Parliament, you're also making different advancements as well. We see the different areas here. Looks like there's a track for your zeal, as well as these are the tracks that you're going to see what's going on with the various different enemies. So pretty cool map right there. It is paper. It's a nice quality map. Then we also have a battle mat, which is where you're going to place your armies as well as the opponent's armies, and there's a sequence of play for the battles. So there's a lot more as far as what's going on in the battles. There's the push of pikes that is famous from that era, as opposed to just rolling a single six-sided die like in a lot of the States of Siege games to try to push back your invaders, your opponents. So we've got that there. Let's take a look, see what we've got as far as the cards. Looks like we've got quite a few. And we'll see if these are all the same. I don't think they're going to, because I believe there are some events for the battles. Yep, in fact right there we see Cruel Necessity Battle Event. So we'll kind of break these up a little bit. A couple more of those. I'll take a guess that you'll probably be reshuffling the battle events during the game as well. Looks like we've got some info as far as the different scenarios. This card's talking about the First English Civil War. Let's kind of go through a little more. Here we go. Victory point check for the Third English Civil War. All right. Got a few more here. There we go. There's the card for the second. So no doubt, depending on what scenario you're going to be playing, you'll probably have those cards out just kind of as a reminder as far as the victory conditions for that scenario. Okay, so we've got, here are the event cards, and then we've got the battle event cards. So we'll just take a quick look at some of the battle event cards to start off with. Ooh, we got one of those in there by accident. Boy the Battle Poodle. There we go. Due to English style. Swedish style formations. Doglock cavalry pistol. Kentish pressed men mutiny. So quite a few different events. Trust in God and keep your powder dry. And as usual, we see that there's the flavor text that's been added, which Victory Point Games is well known for in their games. So you may draw a card or two, is my guess, for each battle. And then we have the event deck here. And it's going to be talking about the date of that event. Looks like this is what your opponents are doing. This might be your zeal points, what kind of currency you're basically pulling in. Not seeing anything that tells you how many actions you get. So once again, a little bit different than we're used to seeing. Now, taking a look through. Got one of the battle event cards in there. So quite a hefty deck of cards here. And I will take a guess that depending on the scenario, of course they're numbered up in the corner, you'll probably only use certain cards in certain scenarios, or all of them if you're playing the campaign game, but you may actually set them up as separate decks. Won't know until I get a chance to look through the rules and give this a play, and I'm really looking forward to playing Cruel Necessity because, number one, it's designed by a real good buddy of mine who does great work, and it's supposed to be really knocking the socks off of people, especially across the pond where the English Civil Wars would be of intense interest. So that is what we've got in the box for Cruel Necessity, the English Civil Wars, 1640 to 1653, from Victory Point Games, designed by John Welch. Once again, this is Jeff McAleer. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, be sure to swing by thegaminggang.com for all the latest in gaming news and reviews, and a whole lot more.